Most people assume that if you want to sand down a tabletop or prep a piece of furniture, you need a corded beast that weighs a ton and vibrates your arm into numbness. But then you pick up this little Bosch 12-volt sander, and suddenly that assumption feels a bit outdated. It is surprisingly compact, fitting right into the palm of your hand, which makes it feel less like a piece of heavy machinery and more like an extension of your own grip. The ergonomics here are genuinely well thought out. You aren't fighting the tool to keep it flat. It just kind of sits there, doing the work for you. Now here is the thing about 12-volt tools. You usually expect them to be for light-duty stuff, maybe a quick touch-up on a corner. But this thing actually has some real grit to it. It uses a standard 5-inch pad, which is the sweet spot for most projects, and because it is a random orbit design, you are not going to be left with those annoying swirl marks all over your wood. The soft start feature is a nice touch, too. You hit the switch, and it doesn't jump out of your hand like a startled cat. It just ramps up smoothly. It feels controlled, which is exactly what you want when you are working on a piece you have spent hours building. What stands out, though, is the dust collection. Let's be honest, sanding is usually a messy, miserable affair. This unit gives you a couple of ways to handle the debris, whether you are using the included bag or hooking it up to a shop vac. The connection is solid, and it keeps the workspace surprisingly clean. It is not perfect, of course. If you are doing heavy-duty paint stripping on a massive deck, you might find yourself swapping out batteries more often than you would like, since it is a bare tool and relies on that 12-volt platform. It is not a replacement for a massive corded sander if you are a professional contractor working 10 hours a day, but for the vast majority of shop work, it is plenty. Honestly, the biggest quirk is just remembering that it is a cordless tool. You get so used to dragging a cord around that you find yourself looking for a place to plug it in, only to realize you are already good to go. It is nimble, it is quiet enough that you don't need earplugs for a quick job, and it just feels like a quality piece of kit. If you are already invested in the Bosch 12-volt ecosystem, this is a no-brainer addition to the bench. It is one of those tools that makes you wonder why you ever bothered with the heavy, corded alternatives for smaller projects. It is just a solid, reliable performer that gets the job done without any unnecessary fuss.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.